Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. Yes, that's his given name. No, don't look into it. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, turtle, cat, turtle, frog, hamster, fish,
Goldie?
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors on every lane, drive, and even a few cul-de-sacs brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies.
You guys are so cute.
Bunnies.
You are so cute.
Bunnies.
You're so cute.
Bunnies everywhere. A lifelong lover of Laporte, Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms.
Hi, how you doing? How is she? Did you meet Jackie? Jackie, Barbara, Jackie? This is Betsy.
The only problem?
Okay.
There were more appointments than he could manage.
Yes, I'm gonna get to you. Give me a second. We're gonna get you in real soon. Don't worry, all right? And then...
That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers flexible spending limits that adapt with his business. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, who's actually more of a bird guy. But that's just between us. And with the power to make big purchases in his hands, he used his card to furnish a new exam room with extra tail space. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hopton got the love and care they deserved.
All right, Julio, man, that was great, man.
And everyone was happy. Especially these guys. Get the card built for business by American Express.
In the heart of America, there are dreams waiting to be realized. Dreams of owning a home, creating a haven for families, and building a future. Yet, there are 13 million mortgage-ready home buyers and nearly 20 million renter households who have the credit and income to qualify for a mortgage but remain left out of the home buying process. These potential home buyers are in urban and rural America, where dreams should flourish. The big banks, the giants of finance, have all exited the mortgage lending business, decreasing their lending footprints across America. They are no longer present and active in these communities. Instead of offering opportunities for home ownership, some of these banks have chosen a different path. They have decided to become mega landlords. They have chosen to invest billions of dollars in rental homes, leaving potential home buyers with fewer options and stuck in a cycle of renting without the chance to build equity and create a legacy for their families. Here is the shocking truth. A report issued by the Home Ownership Council of America revealed that if lenders were to step forward and serve this underserved market, they could conservatively increase their loan volume by $1.5 trillion. $1.5 trillion. This is a $1 trillion business opportunity, ripe for the taking. That's why I Have a Dream Home is here. We support the American dream of home ownership in urban and rural America. We believe in the power of social consciousness and the impact it can have on people's lives. Investing in urban and rural America is not just good business sense. It's a moral imperative. Our mission is clear. Become the go-to mortgage lender in these communities. Create a pathway to home ownership for all Americans, breaking the cycle of poverty by empowering families to build wealth, stabilizing our communities, and taking pride in our country. I Have a Dream Home. Unlocking dreams, transforming communities, and rewriting the story of American home ownership. For more information, scan the QR code or visit our website at www.ihaveadreamhome.gold.
Hey guys, my name is Caden. I'm the CEO of Caden Teaches, and my genius is teaching kids about financial literacy. Throughout my financial products, such as my financial flashcards, my activity book, and my newest project, my financial bus, which I bought. And on the bus, it has a mock bank where kids will learn how to deposit and withdraw money, a mock grocery store where kids will be able to learn how to have a family budget, and a mock stock exchange where kids will even be able to learn how to invest in stocks. Now, I decided to start teaching kids about financial literacy because I find that most kids graduate high school without even knowing the basics about financial literacy. And I feel if I were to teach kids about financial literacy, that I would be able to help kids tap into their genius. And I actually learned about financial literacy to my dad because I would go to business meetings with him and I would always see that they were talking about financial literacy. And at that point, I didn't understand what financial literacy was. So I took it upon myself to learn about financial literacy and teach it to kids in a way that they could understand. But I want you guys to help me help kids tap into their genius by going to my website, cadenteaches.com, and you can sew into me in my financial bus by going to my GoFundMe link. And remember, if Caden can, you can too, because genius is common.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Cordelia Gaffar, the owner of Workout Around My Day. I'm your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have had speakers from London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, North Carolina, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Today, our first speaker is Uche Kapdu. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing it, but it's Padua. And Uche is the CEO of David's Rock and has worked in technology for over 10 years. And he started a nonprofit called Just Us and Food. Running a nonprofit has given him experience with the issues that David's Rock solves, and he also has 10 years of software architecture development and implementation. So with no further ado, I present to you our first speaker.
Hello, how's
Uche.
everybody doing?
Doing well. Can you please correct the way I pronounced your last name?
Yeah, it's Padua.
Oh, it is Padua.
Yeah.
So I was right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Perfect. Well, remember, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you. Hello, so my name is Uche Padua. Like she said, I am the CEO of David's Rock, and so that's just a coalition building platform that makes it easier to network and recruit for causes. We're also a directory of grassroots organizations and events, so it's easier to find those things. And we connect people with community and grassroots organizations that create change. And we just do that through things like partnerships, events, integrating with the applications that people use on a daily basis, like Twitter and other stuff that organizations use, and just making it easier for that process in terms of that. And now that I told you a little bit about the company, I'll just go into my background a little bit and how I got into this in terms of becoming the CEO and coming up with this idea for David's Rock. So I did start off in technology when I graduated. I started off doing project management, then I got into the development, the architecture, and the designing for hospitals in terms of software, other businesses like that as well. So when I was doing that, I actually ended up with a startup in San Francisco, the Bay Area and stuff, because that's where all the startup jobs were at the time and everything. And then after I worked there for a couple of years, I actually started a nonprofit called Just Us and Food. So I really wasn't thinking about starting an app at the time. It just was an organization that literally came up with food policy. We had about 4 people that were running for Congress that actually made it to their primaries, ended up losing, unfortunately. So we were a big part of their campaign, helped to develop and implement their plan in terms of showing all the voters what they were about when it came to food justice and stuff like that. And then after that, I was coming up with a lot of issues in terms of keeping track with all the unions we were working with, the activists that we were working with, and the campaigns especially that we were working with, because they're always so vast, and having everybody help out and everything like that got a little complicated communication-wise. So when I was going through that issue and also not able to find organizations or events as easy as I wanted to when it came to grassroots and community organizations, I came up with the idea for David's Rock. And then that's when I actually went and actually put it on a site that was for projects for coders that wanted to help out with something that's actually going to save the world. Nothing for money or anything like that, but just to come up with an idea to help everything. And then that's how I came up with the idea of David's Rock, with somebody that I was actually working with. We actually got about 20 people that were helping on the project at a time and stuff like that, that it still work with the organization on and off. And then we were able to actually come up with the idea for David's Rock because of all the campaign issues that we had communication wise, and just so that we could actually be that a platform that's more for organizing, because Twitter is great for tweeting and everything. You have trending and everything like that, but sometimes things get lost with the hashtag and then really not as much action happening. So we just want to make it easier for organizations to have somewhere for people to reach out easily, find stuff in their area, and participate in grassroots community organizations and everything. And then in terms of a little bit about David's Rock and where we are and stuff in our journey. So we actually are currently finishing up our literal website that we're doing right now in terms of the website version of our application. And we're going to be launching that in a couple of weeks and stuff. So we're ready to go live soon. So we're excited about that. About a year ago, we actually made it into an accelerator called Positive Planet Accelerator. And what that was just helping out entrepreneurs that were from minorities or any other groups like that in demographics, and helping them to build businesses that they were coming up with. And there was about 15 people that participated. And then we were finishing, we did finish top 3, and we were actually able to speak at the graduation ceremony as well in terms of after the accelerator in terms of that. So with that experience, actually, that helped us to come up with our product. We ended up, even before that, and now finding over 40 customers and stuff. A lot of it helped in terms of the accelerator, giving us contacts, people that we would have never even been in contact with in terms of other entrepreneurs from different fields. But we did have some crossover in terms of, for example, one of the people that I was speaking with, and that's a good friend of mine now, is the CEO of a company that does solar panels, but instead of it being on the house, it's actually portable. So you could have it literally as a little canopy in terms of for your carport or anything like that, and then be able to have the solar panels that you're able to roll off and on in terms of however you want to move them, and also being able to generate electricity without having to do the extensive process of installing it to the house and everything. So after working with her, we actually got connected with labor union leaders and everything else that she's worked with, and she's also fighting for to help regulations in terms of private people doing solar, since it's a little bit difficulty because of regulations and everything. So she connected me with activist organizations as well. So it was a great experience in terms of networking, getting mentorship from people that were actually working at this the development firm and stuff called Capgemini. So all that was great in terms of our development and how we actually got to where we are today. So after that, we did work with a lot of customers in terms of trying to find out what their issues were. So when I talked to a lot of people that were doing activist organizations, people that were running for office, and the labor union leaders, they spoke about how it's difficult to keep track of all the different communication and everything, because it's Slacks, you have the Facebook groups, you have all the other different social medias, but it was hard to keep track of everything with different people when it came to building coalitions, let's say during the political campaign time, when a lot of these organizations are already working together. So after I spoke to them more about that, I did find out also that it's hard for them to actually find people in their area in terms of to partner with and everything like that, because there's really not an easy way to find these events, especially if you're not already looking. So that also became a big thing when it came to them advertising, because they already pay a lot of money when it comes to advertising for Facebook, other groups like that, in terms of social media ad that they actually get to the people with, since there's not really an easy apparatus for it. So with David's Rock, what we want to do is become that directory that makes it easy for people to come in and look for things that have to do with literally organizing, rather than the general things that are in the different social media platforms and stuff. So that's going to make it a lot easier for them to be found, to give services, connect with people that are in the area, and for other organizations to find them as well. So doing that and being able to promote their organizations to people that are local to them, that share similar interests. Let's say that it's climate change, for example. Then they have the Sunrise Movement that's over here. Or even if it's social activism, then we have Black Lives Matter over here as well. That's also a large chapter in LA and other things like that. So just making it easier for all these different groups that already work with campaigns, especially, and work with each other to be able to do that and network and stuff is basically the goal of David's Rock and how we got to this point. And then another thing that we have in terms of that's what's in the works right now, along with when we're going live, is the partnerships that we're actually working with. So there is about 2 groups that we're currently working with. We're going to be announcing it soon in terms of the groups that we'll be partnering with the platform to make it easier to literally get to the organizations and give them that access point for a social media platform on top of the other donor management and other stuff that they get from other platforms and stuff. So by doing that, we're actually just be able to give our clients more and everybody that's also using the platform more value in terms of you won't have to go to all these different places when it comes to organizing and everything. And then a little bit more about what the market that we're catering to and everything like that. So the market that we are catering to is people like labor unions, for example, nonprofits, which is about 1.5 million in the US alone in terms of nonprofits, and all the hundreds of thousands of political offices that are out there that either have to campaign or already elected that still need an easier way to manage their network and do everything like that. So that's what we're doing in terms of connecting people with those community and grassroots organizations that create change and making it easier to build a coalition. Because, for example, there's the Bernie Sanders campaign that happened, which is where I got a lot of the ideas from in terms of starting a nonprofit and wanting to do something after his campaign was over, actually, in terms of for Bernie. So after that, all the organizations that were working together and stuff, some of them that I was working with and stuff, it was just really hard to keep track of all the partnerships and to call back on those later on. So let's say that it's a year or 2 later, like how it is in terms of since that time. And now it's very hard to literally call on that network because literally a person that was running is not running for office, and there's no means to really keep track of partnerships and stuff more than just Facebook groups or having each other's Twitter and tweeting each other and stuff like that. So what we want to do is just give that value in terms of the social media side and also merging with the whatever activist, nonprofit, political candidate or somebody that's already in office. We just want to make it easy to integrate with their day-to-day and mix that with everything that they do in terms of promoting to their constituents, being able to manage in terms of for the politicians that have a lot of volunteers and everything like that, and also the other organizations that do the same thing when it comes to organizing and literally just bringing groups together, building coalitions and throwing events, which is a very, very common thing in terms of the world, especially during campaign season. So in terms of that, also, I just didn't even know before I started doing research for David's Rock and how much people are civically engaged, just engaged in their communities and everything. I found out that nearly 6 out of 10 Americans actually do participate in some type of community group or organization, and over 10% of those people also do participate in 4 or more communities. So a lot of people already do this on a day-to-day. I'm sure we all know people that do or that work at these organizations and everything else. And there's just a lot going on in terms of nowadays, especially after COVID and everything going online and other things like that, protests erupting and other stuff like that, and other ways in terms of organizing that we want to help with and make those things easier in terms whenever those type of things happen and those events happen. So another example that we talk about also is what happened in East Palestine, Ohio. So that's where the chemical spill happened and unfortunately affected everybody in the community. And then there was really no means in terms of a platform for everybody to get together and actually come together quickly, find the people in the area doing work, doing events, doing other things like that in terms of partnerships and coalitions that they could possibly join and make it easier for that. So it's a lot harder, especially when those things happen quickly and everybody gets into the area is trying to help and be effective. And David's Rock wants to be that bridge in terms of just simplifying that process, being able to even stream. Eventually, we want to make it easy for you to stream everything that you have in terms of your event straight to David's Rock and everything, so that you could actually get online people as well. So it's going to be hopefully a combination of everybody coming together in a way that makes it a lot easier to keep track of. People that want to join the organization can formally join, or they could just follow and everything and just stay engaged that way and come to events and everything like that. So we just make it easier to manage that whole process day to day and everything. And we also want to just make it simple in terms of having a lot of privacy when it comes to these things, because organizations that I've spoken to, even at another conference that I spoke at, NTN conference and everything, that was about a month or two ago, a lot of people had a lot of problems in terms of not feeling like they could really use those type of platforms that sell your data because of the privacy features not being there. Your data is obviously being sold, so it's not really private at all. So then they talked about other platforms and stuff, and that's where David's Rock comes in as well, because we don't sell data and stuff. We do not, in terms of sell data to any third-party companies or work with anybody in terms of giving out information or anything like that. So since we do that, we do provide a lot more privacy in that realm, because the labor union people I spoke to, for example, in an interview, they were talking a lot about how sometimes when you're organizing and then the boss finds out or the company finds out, then they actually start to do union busting tactics and ramp them up as you are literally trying to protest and come up with these things and stuff and push back in order to gain bargaining rights and other powers and stuff that they were fighting for. So we said that they had a lot of problems with privacy, literally them getting caught in terms of it for word getting out one reason or the other. So we do want to make all that stuff simple and also give the privacy features necessary for that type of organizing to actually happen without hopefully the things that they have to face in terms of from everybody that they do. And then when it comes to what we plan on doing, like I said, in the next couple of weeks when we're actually going live. So that's when I'm actually going to also be working with all the other organizations and stuff that do that type of thing in terms of the Black Lives Matters, other organizations in terms of rent control organizations that are also over here in Los Angeles, and Sunrise Movement and other people like that. So we plan on literally just getting everybody on the platform and getting comfortable in terms of that in the next couple of weeks to the next month or so when we do launch. And we'll have the basic features like the partnerships and the coalitions to make it simpler in terms of the campaigns that are happening now, working with those candidates, working with the organizations, with each other, even if it doesn't involve that, and just keeping track of that stuff a lot easier than everything falling through the cracks because of that. And then what I'll also speak to is literally some of the difficulties that I did face when I did start, and everything that I had to go through in terms of making sure that I had a presentable product to where we actually got into the accelerator and made it to the finals with a couple more that we're interviewing for that we're hoping we're going to get as well. So what happened was we had an original design, and then I spoke to somebody that was running a company that helped out with slide decks and everything like that called SlideBean. And then the CEO was actually doing the actual helping out and stuff in terms of the sessions that you get when you sign up for the platform. So after speaking with him, he just let me know that the design that I had was terrible, absolutely horrible, unfortunately. That if I wanted to compete and say that I wanted to make something that's a social media platform and appealing, I'd be competing with the Facebooks, the Twitters, the Instagrams, and all their designers and everybody that they have. So I needed to go back to the drawing board. I went, got my CTO, and then I said, okay, let's try to find a different designer. And then we actually were able to come up with that product and everything in terms of the prototype that we're building and launching in a couple of weeks in terms of going live with the first version. So it did take a lot of literal failing at first and then building up, getting rejected at some interviews as well. during the accelerator process. So the accelerator process is interesting because you actually find out a lot about your company, sometimes even through the questions that you answer. So if it's a startup or anything like that, I always definitely advise going through one. A lot of them do offer money. Of course, those are for the more mature companies usually that have a little bit of traction, almost generating revenue or actually proving to the customers that they have value by having a couple customers using the platform and stuff. So those are the ones that do tend to get money and stuff like that. But there's all types of different accelerators that don't offer money as well, that have more people that you could get into it with in terms of a bigger pool because of that and everything, since they're just offering mentor services. And then, so going through that process, interviewing constantly, talking about the team, how we got together, all the people worldwide that were working on the project with us. This helped me to actually get ready when it came to speaking with investors that wanted to talk to us, trying to speak with the accelerators that were interviewing us so we get past the first stage that we got stuck at a lot with the different accelerators that we did before. So all that is literally to make sure that I'm ready for all these things when it comes to actually getting the accelerator like we did, using that success and building off of that to the point where we are now. And then in terms of a little bit more about the difficulties even before that, David's Rock is not even my first time where I try to build something or an app or something that didn't work out and stuff. So I did try something earlier for a little bit and all that before I found out that it wasn't viable, and then I just left it alone. And then that's why I came up with the nonprofit. Wasn't even thinking about tech anymore. But then I thought, okay, I solve people's problems through technology all day. Why can't I come up with a solution that helps people solve their problems in terms of this technology and everything that we're doing in terms of organizing, how simple it is for companies to work together because they have people that are constantly, they're smaller in terms of people that work together and stuff like that. So they're able to easily lobby and do other things at a much easier rate than people that are just everyday people wondering how they could join, help out, join organizations, and have organizations work with each other to grow. So just giving people that option to literally have that through David's Rock was a big deal with us and everything. So in terms of that hardship and getting through the designing, the working constantly to literally make sure that our customers actually liked it, because they told us even at the accelerator that even before you build and everything, to make sure you know what the customer wants. And I think that applies to any business and stuff that there is, obviously, because they told me about a graveyard of good business ideas that sounded good but ended up in the graveyard or not being completed because they never found users to actually want to use the product. No matter how good they thought it was, it didn't fit and fix enough things for the users for them to see enough value to keep using and paying for the product and everything. So we didn't want to end up like that. That's why I was thankful to the accelerators in terms of connecting us with more people, the heads of labor unions, other people working with activist organizations and everything like that. So having that boost and everything definitely helped us get to this point where we were able to build this much and launch and have me speaking here with you guys as well, obviously. And in terms of the hardships that I foresee for the next couple of years that are going to happen, not hardships necessarily, but the things that I'm anticipating and stuff. So now that we are literally going live, there's obviously a runway that they always call it in tech and stuff like that you have to worry about. So just making sure that we're budgeting, making sure that we're still developing while maintaining the systems properly, making sure everything's working well, and coming up with ways to improve the product with our customers' input and everything that's going to happen. And then in terms of another thing that we're also going to be doing as well, in terms of that, We are also going to have a newsletter that we've been doing, but we're going to restart it. And when we launch, we're actually going to be covering different organizations, grassroots organizations, every week in our newsletter and highlighting them and stuff on the website and making sure people know all the good that they do and that they're ready to work with this and do things in terms of a lot of, like I said, over here in California and Los Angeles, where I'm at, global warming and stuff and all that. You find a lot of causes for that, even other causes as well, like Medicare for all and other distinct causes like that. People that are for particular candidates are working for parties and everything, which is also a lot of them in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas just because of all the people and stuff. So there's a lot of civic engagement going on a day-to-day basis. And then these things do get hard to keep track of, even between people that have to do it for a living all day. It becomes difficult after speaking with them and actually being in their shoes when I was running the nonprofit. I just found a lot of things that could be a lot easier if a simple solution existed that took care of that. And the reason why we're not going to be actually selling data or anything like that is because we do want to cater more to the organizations, what they do and stuff, and let them use the platform and make sure that we're just not having literally privacy issues or any other things like that in regards to people having access to the information and stuff and all that of everybody using the platform on a day-to-day basis. And then a little bit about my partner too, the CTO of the company and stuff. So his name is Kithma Warner Saraya. He is born and raised in Sri Lanka and stuff. So he's actually the one that I connected with when it came to the beginning of the project. And he said he wanted to work on it because he wanted to do something that was good in his free time and everything, like everybody else that ended up joining too. So after that, we actually have been working ever since on the product together. And then during the time when we were working on the project, the past year or so, there was actually some civil unrest in Sri Lanka and everything. And he knows a lot of people at the organizations and stuff that we plan on helping. So we are going live in Sri Lanka, in America as well. And then also hopefully in Nigeria soon, because I am Nigerian as well. So there's also a couple organizations that we know from over there. So we are trying to literally just have that impact in the biggest places possible in terms of the places that have the need in terms of that, especially when it comes to even small towns and everything and smaller areas, because I've worked a lot. I traveled a lot in terms of doing the tech consulting and everything. And that showed me that there's a lot of different type of areas and everything. Not everybody's even online and stuff, but most people are and stuff like that. So David's Rock is definitely perfect.
Yeah, thank you for that, Uche. You know, I have several questions. I'm so curious about your business model and how you started everything. I'm wondering, I guess a lot of our viewers are probably also wondering about the how you found out about the incubator that you were part of.
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. So the way I found out about that incubator, the accelerator I was doing, was a website that's actually called f6s.com that literally has a lot of these different types of accelerators, funds, and everything else that you could actually apply to there. So that's where I do find a majority of it, and then some searching on the side as well in terms of the ones that I apply to.
Okay, so it basically, if someone did a Google search on incubators for their specific industry, is that how you originally found the website?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And then it just shows you just put in your requirements and everything when you're searching for what type of accelerator you want, whether it's offering money or not, whether it requires travel or not. And then you actually just get a whole list of the ones that fit your criteria. So it makes it easier because it brings them to you rather than you having to find every individual one that's there.
Okay. And so, so what do you do as a business owner now that you're all set up and you benefited from this? Yeah,
so as a business owner right now, what I do is a lot of talk and stuff with the actual customers right now that are still developing our product. So on a day-to-day basis, since we do have over 40 organizations that we want to go live with, I'm trying to troubleshoot, find out what their problems are and everything, making sure that I go to my actual product team and being the liaison to them and letting them know the changes that we're going to have down the road, the ones that we could implement right now in terms of smaller changes and stuff, and just prioritizing the things in terms of the customer's needs and stuff after the requirements that I get when I meet with them a lot. So day to day is just that, working with the tech team in terms of also architecting how the whole platform is going to be as we grow, since we're at the first stage already. So planning that stuff out, and also meeting with a lot of customers and the CTO and stuff on a daily basis for sure.
Okay, so you're like a COO, it sounds like. Is that accurate?
No, I'm the CEO.
You're the CEO.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the CEO.
Okay. But you're still heavily involved in a lot of the operations, it sounds like.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So that's good. Right now, we don't have a COO. It's just the CTO, the dev team that we have, and then it's me and then a couple people and stuff that work on my side as well over here in the States and everything. So I do have my hands in the pot a lot, and that's why I did speak with that the person who had the startup that gave me the advice that he gave. He actually was doing the interview still, and I found a lot of value in that because he was actually profitable. They were making a little bit of money, but he was still doing it just so we could have the connection with the customers and show he's really trying to give the value and everything. So I saw that, and I thought that I want to be involved at least as much as I could with the customers the whole time, so they don't ever feel like we're just getting too big for them and don't have enough time, or we're not going to cater to their needs and everything. So that's been good.
I love that, because it's true. A lot of companies, a lot of customers, they feel disconnected once they've bought, right?
Yeah.
And so I love that you have that service component in what you do, and that you are very involved CEO.
Thank you.
So I'm wondering, what's the trickle down for, like, do you have like a variation of yourself and the management team?
Yes, definitely. So I do have somebody that literally does do the customer success stuff, because I came from also account management as well in terms of the project management of the process for the development and everything. So I do have somebody that literally has a similar background that I found that actually loves the organization and is working with us right now, that does do most of the things on a day-to-day basis, gathering the meeting times and finding out little issues about what the customers are having with the prototype that they are testing out, the beta version, before we go live. So just doing that and stuff while I'm able to do the meetings at the end of the, let's say the end of the week, the middle of the week, try to get as many as I can with each customer rather than focusing on each individual little issue that happens in terms of what we're doing right now, in terms of all the development and working with them. So that helps a lot for that, a couple people.
Okay. But I can totally feel in the way that you're talking that you are like a software architect. So tell me more about like like where did you begin with all that?
Yeah, so I actually began when I got out of college. I was doing electronic health record implementations, and I was doing project management for that. So as I was doing that, I actually saw and oversaw the development side, the architecting of the software and everything as well, in terms of that for the specific hospitals and the specifications and everything. So after just being exposed to that through project management, it made me actually want to learn that in terms of the architecture side. And then I was able to actually get a job in Silicon Valley and stuff doing that for a while, which also helped me launch the idea because I got to speak with the CEO and just soak a lot of knowledge.
Yeah. And then you just took that off and, took what you learned and absorbed and created your own thing. That's such an inspiration for other young people like yourself, and maybe even people that are end of their corporate career. So where can people find out more about your app? Like, what's the website?
The website is davidsrock.com. So that's Davids with the S at the end of David, rock.com.
I will share that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else that you would like to offer to people like you that are considering starting, and they may feel like, oh, he had, his college degree, he was being poured in from mentors and everything. What would you say to those people?
I would say the best thing to do is start. A lot of the people that I actually was listening about and stuff, and the entrepreneurs actually didn't even have tech backgrounds a lot of the time, didn't end up graduating college. I was actually interviewing for one. He dropped out of college so that he could be a coder, and then he ended up starting his own company that he was actually hiring for, and I got to speak with him and stuff. So just knowing that people from any background could literally get into this in terms of just having an idea and starting. Because I do have a lot of friends that say, I want to start this organization in the next 20 years. And they give this large timeline. And then I'm like, well, let's start off with something right now. And then that thing blossoms into something else. Because I started the nonprofit not even knowing I was going to actually get into the tech side after that. And it blossomed into that, into the accelerator and working with a lot of customers and fixing problems. So I would say start immediately is the best advice I could give.
I love that. You're just like, jump in. Don't telling yourself what you cannot do. So would you offer to mentor those people?
What was that again, please?
Would you offer to mentor those people?
Yes, of course. So I could definitely, on the website and stuff, if you contact David's Rock and everything, or I'm on Twitter as well at Uche Padua, the name that you see right there. So if you want to reach out to me there, or Uche Padua at davidsrock.com, which is my email, my name and my at David's Rock, another simple thing right there. So if you want to reach out to me on any channel at all, I would definitely love to give mentorship, guidance, partnerships, or whatever it is in terms of trying to help each other out or whatever it is as well.
Okay. I'm going to put your Uche Padua at davidsrock.com.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I'll put that in the comments as well. Perfect. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your story and your journey with us on the Black Business Network. And you're an inspiration to all, and continue being in service.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye.
So the purpose of the Black Business Network is the mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that's on the screen below. It's $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for the month of May 2023. NC100, Moody Partners Capital, Suede Soul, Lotus Richer Coaching and Training, Carolina Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, STEP Management, BHS and Associates, Margie McLean Foundation, Inc., Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Malane Shaney Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hi, my name is Annette Bentley Smith, and my geniuses are writing, becoming an inventor, and solopreneur. I self-published 14 children's books, as well as invented a plush toy and bed sheets that centers around reading and being read to. The trademarked and patent-pending plush toy will play 5 of my stories, soothing music, and you can record your own stories, songs, and messages using your own voice via the USB port. Kobe the Storytime plush tail koala bear also holds a book to put a picture of a child's loved one in it. The bed sheets have an entire bullying book printed on it. It has positive quotes, a word search game, a typing keyboard, and an open book with general questions. It has 2 pillowcases, a top sheet, and a fitted sheet, and it comes in a twin size. Becoming an author and inventing my products is an opportunity for me to give parents everywhere an interactive reading experience that's fun and unique. I believe reading together is important. My company, Ancorp Literary Works, is taking storytime and bedtime reading to a whole new level for our new generation of children. Genius is common.
When you feel like you're about to hate yourself, love someone. And when you feel like you're about to hate someone, love yourself. And when you feel like it's the end of the world, breathe and remember that you have to go inhale in order to exhale deep. Like a person who thinks too much. I thought about the word genius and thought, genie in us. Then I thought, if there's a genie, then there must be wishes. So I made a wish upon my genius and became inspired to write a piece about war and the way that it destroys worlds, boys and girls weeping over spirits no longer married to the corpses that carried them as child, laughing, funny, how air forces its way back in even when we just want to exhale. Well, I didn't finish that poem because I'm a firm believer in oneness. So no matter how much I disliked the military, I kept coming to the conclusion that all the soldiers in the army are me. So I went back to my genie and I made another wish. I wished for words that would uplift. The genie sent me poems that sounded more like spaceships, because you know we've been working this great shit and we ain't made shit. I wished we could fly us a spaceship that fly so high that we no longer need to exhale, because we in heaven fly so far and so fast into outer space that we end up turning into energy. G for genius, for genie, for magic, as you are, as you were, and as you always will be, made of the same star that you see as far, but in fact so close enough for us to shoot for, because Lord knows we need something to shoot for, because too often we are shot at. We gotta pay attention, to buy time, to train ourselves to shoot back, not like bullets but like stars. Make wishes on the genie that you are, the genie in us, the genius in you, the only person on this earth smart enough to make the dreams that you hope for come true. So what we have to do is when we get in a spot, we need to create some spots for us. That's the main thing. We need to be able to be in a position where we're able to create those spots for us. For me, being an entrepreneur, I'm not just going to get a business and then leave you sitting high and dry. If you ask me some questions about entrepreneurship, I'm going to give you as much as I received. I've seen people who made it, and then when you ask them, it's like, okay, now you have to pay me for the information, the same information I got for free. We probably in totally different cities. There's no way that we're going to bump heads or anything. We're not competing. Bring me up with you. And so I just think that whatever education that I have, then I need to be able to give that to my own as well. So create the spots. You can create the spots when you get there.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richer, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richer Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richer Ignite Show. 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richer, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you on the other side.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good afternoon, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Cordelia Gafar of Workout Around My Day, Inc. I'm your moderator for this evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have had speakers from London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, North Carolina, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. The Black Business Network is a global community which offers fireside chats and these monthly fundraisers for students. So in just a few moments, I will have a fireside chat with Pamela Marshall. Now, Pamela Marshall is a peace ambassador and entrepreneur with a list of accomplishments that do not end with just her book called The Art of Forgiveness. She's the executive director of Pamela D. Marshall, Inc. at the Wellness Network, a nonprofit corporation, she speaks to audiences around the globe as the producer and talk show host at the Wellness Network. I present to you Pamela Marshall. Hello, how are you?
I am doing exceptionally well. How are you?
I'm so happy to be here with you this evening and to speak a little bit about your book. I'm going to read some of the reviews and then we'll get into it. Is that all right?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Sure. So this book warmed my heart from the first page. In each chapter, Pamela shares stories about her life, followed by her expressive poetry, meditation, and pictorial and word descriptions of yoga poses specific to each chapter. Her vulnerability gave me a formula for forgiving persons who have wronged me, and more importantly, the path to finally forgiving myself. I related to her details about generational silence, controlled fear, and self-imposed punishment. I love learning how skipping, clapping, putting my hands in the praying position, and fasting are all part of the healing process we must go through in order to realize intentional peace. Pamela consciously chose forgiveness to bring her to real peace, and I heartily recommend this read to everyone who can read, because there's no better feeling deep inside us than experience the peace that passes all understanding. So I'm, just reading those reviews, a lot of things come up for me. For one thing, I resonate with self-forgiveness, but more importantly, what was it that drove you to write the book?
I think that there are things that happen to us throughout this journey, and unfortunately, we don't talk a lot about forgiving ourselves, forgiving the eyes in the mirror. So when things happen to us along the way, we are essentially just piling more junk on top of more junk on top of more junk, and we're not emptying and we're not purging. And if you think of our emotional state as like a bucket, if you keep piling stuff on top of stuff, pretty soon it's going to stink. And then it's impacting our whole journey. And that's not the design for our journey. I wrote this after a conversation, or it was birthed in my spirit to write this book after a conversation with my sister, who became an artist in her 50s. And she said she came, and I asked her, how did you know you knew how to do this? And she said, when I forgave. My sister contracted polio in the 1950s and was a quadriplegic for 2 years. And then through fasting and praying, my parents and members of our church, we grew up Pentecostal. Through fasting and praying, she was able to regain her ability to walk. So, and the next morning I awakened after that conversation and I was like, oh God, who have I not forgiven? What guilt am I leaving on the table because I haven't forgiven? Because we all come here with all of the things that we're supposed to do. But to think that our emotions and our thoughts can stand in the way of the greatness that we came here to do. I love the Genius is Common movement because it is. But what are the things that's standing in the way of our genius coming forth?
Well, it sounds like from what you have experienced personally, and also I'm guessing from your research, that when you accept your emotions, that is a bridge between your spiritual self and your actual experience of life. Is that accurate?
Well, how can you separate? We don't recognize that there's not any separation. And so we don't even think about it. We're just going through the motion. We're experiencing the emotions that are coming up without understanding the spiritual aspect of those emotions. And anything, because the breath is the spirit. So anything that's happening when we're using our words, when we're using our breath to say negative things about other people that we feel like might have harmed us, or there are people who talk such negative talk to themselves that it's mind-boggling. You know, oh, I'm no good, I can't do it. You know, they call themselves dumb or whatever. Where is that coming from? How did your mind get to that place? And it's because of the damage that was done along the way. And I talk about being raped my freshman year of college. And when you think about all of the sexual assault that's happening in the United States right now as we're having this conversation, every 68 seconds someone is raped in the United States of America. And when your psyche is impacted by the attack on your body, your soul, through this sexual assault, if that's not dealt with, and many times it's not dealt with, because we don't have the avenue. We're uncomfortable, we're embarrassed, we feel like it's our fault. And so we're trying to muddle through this journey, carrying the heavy load of unforgiveness for ourselves. And we don't even realize that demon has started to make us think we're not worthy.
Well, you know, Pamela, like as I'm listening to you, I feel like you're bringing in like multiple topics that we can separate and talk about. Are you open to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I'm going to start where you ended there. You know, I feel like we normalize, right? Women being sexual objects, right? Which doesn't really help when it comes to, you know, women speaking up when they've been sexually assaulted or raped, you know? And even when you report the rape, many times it's diminished, right? And the questions are quite degrading. So in your work, what have you done to change the collective consciousness around that?
Well, I think the first thing is for us to start talking. And that's what this book is about. And for those who want to write, because there's a book in all of us, you just have to get started. And you may say, well, I don't know how to get started. And someone asked me about eating the herbs that I grow. Well, how do you eat them? I pick them off, I put them in my mouth, and I chew. That's my recipe, because I feel like God knew what God was doing when God put all the stuff in there to make the rosemary and the oregano. So throughout the course of the day, I just pick some off and eat it, because they say herbs are for the healing of the body, so just eat it. Yeah. So these things that we feel like we don't know how to do, pick up the pen or paper or pencil, pen and paper pencil, or we have these electronic devices today that you can just speak into them and it'll translate for you. And then you go back in and you clean it up. Just start releasing. And that's one of the things that I talk about in the book, The Art of Forgiveness. This process of releasing through writing, through journaling, through movement of yoga, through clapping your hands because you're touching all the meridian points in your hand, to skipping, to laughter, returning to the things that come natural for the body. So how am I, my goal and hope to change the mindset? Nobody deserves to be harmed. Nobody. If we would just start there, no one deserves to be harmed. But because so many of us have been, and I want to help us get to the point of releasing it and understanding that you are not the trauma that you went through. And it is in the past. And so rather than us ruminating on those things that damaged us, we have the ability to release it, just as the body releases carbon dioxide because we don't need it when we exhale. We have the ability to release the past because it's only alive over and over in our mind through a process called rumination.
That's true. I mean, words really do create our world. And I wanted to get back, and we're really going to dig into the words creating our world piece. But since you were talking about embodiment practices, let's talk about that for a minute, because the body does keep score when you, experience trauma, especially deep trauma, right? So there is an element, and in the work that I do, I help people to move the trauma physically out before we get into the words, because there is such a thing as not having a vocabulary for what you experienced. Are you familiar with that? I mean, have you had conversations with people about that? Not being ready to talk or journal?
Well, as a matter of fact, one of the things that I say is I help newly awakened souls release the anger and resentment that is impeding their progress to the joy and peace. Our place is in the joy and the peace. We have to do the tough work of just coming to the place of understanding, because I think we get hurt when we say, my daddy, my uncle, my sister, my teacher, my whoever did whatever they did to us. But if you understand that we are in a fallen world, and the Prince of Darkness is looking for anybody that will participate. And so in reality, the only people that can hurt you are the people that are around you. Because most of the 95% of the sexual assaults that happen in this country are about people that you know. It's not just some stranger walking down the street and grab you and pull you in a dark alley, while that can happen, but 95%. So because we don't think of it in that way, we're just thinking about somebody else, then when it happens in a place that's supposed to be the sanctity, our safe place, our home, or by someone that you know, you're just completely taken off guard because we don't have enough conversations about this act happening at the hands of people that you know. So it can be very difficult, but you have to first understand who you are and your intent for coming here. And that's on a spiritual level that so many of us, we don't have any conversations and we don't have any languages for it because we haven't talked about it. We haven't talked about, I didn't make me, I didn't make you, and I didn't make the perpetrator. But I do have the ability to reclaim who I am by releasing the negative energy that was intended to permeate my soul and destroy me. I have the ability to release that.
How does unforgiveness impact our health?
Well, number one, any negative emotion is impacting ourselves. The research has shown, and those in energetic medicine says that every emotion that we have resides in the body. And oddly enough, or ironically enough, unforgiveness resides in the liver. And the liver is the filter for the body. So if our body is toxic with thoughts that are associated with the negative energy of unforgiveness, we're setting our bodies up for illness. I don't remember who the artist was that sang the song. Ain't it funny how the way we feel shows on our face?
That would be Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a true statement. You see people and they have a look on their face all the time. You can tell when people are very heavy emotionally. And if you can tell when people are heavy emotionally, if you can see it on the outside, then just imagine how their cells are suffering on the inside. But the good news is the liver has the ability to rejuvenate itself. So while it may be damaged, there are things that we can do in a holistic way through cleansing of our aura, our energy, our thoughts, as well as cleansing the physical body. There's liver cleanses, there's fasting, and I talk about fasting in the Art of Forgiveness, and then changing your inner dialogue, because that's critical as well. You have to change, your subconscious and your conscious have to agree that you are a genius, that the plan is for you to live out a whole, powerful, strong, loving, and harmonious life. That's the plan of the Creator. We can get off track because we get off track by things that happen to us. And then we start to set our course in a different direction other than the joy, peace, and happiness that we were sent here to enjoy.
Yeah, we're created for bliss, in fact. And I've been corrected. Bev says that it is Earth, Wind, and Fire, not Lauryn Hill. But there is a song where Lauryn Hill does say this. There are also some other comments here. I just want to share this one because someone is reading your book. She says, yes, so few are releasing the demonic grip unforgiveness holds on them. Many embrace it and hold their ground, not understanding the toll it takes. I'm on page 17 of the book and taking it all in. Thanks for sharing, Pamela. So
very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am very humbled by the comments that I'm getting from people who are reading it, because it's a journey for me getting the book completed. And at one point, we talk about the business aspect of writing. In any business, there are lots of ups and downs, but this process, there were so many obstacles that I had to either jump over, go around, and some had to just go through. At one point, Scott, my husband, said to me, the devil doesn't want this book to be published. And as people are reading it, and I hear their comments, and I know that it is working, not because it was Pamela, but because of the divine work that was being done through me for the readers to read and then be able to release and be on their place of freedom, because that's what forgiveness is. Forgiveness, I believe forgiveness is the final exam of this journey. Until we release all of those negative thoughts, there's absolutely no way that we are living our full potential. I don't care how well you're doing. As you said, the body is keeping score. And your journey is being impacted by that scorecard.
Yeah, you talk about so many things there. And I understand, like, I've written 8 books, right? And my last book was kind of like this book for you. It took like 4 years, and boy, was I living during that process. So I really know what you mean. And
congratulations on your 8 books.
Oh, thank you.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. And to your point earlier about words creating your world, you know, by you accomplishing this book, right? You've done many things. You've rewritten your own story. You have released your unforgiveness, and now you're in your healing. You are emanating that you're making it accessible for others, you know. And so you many times you've mentioned about the inner talk that we have. And so in my experience, one of the things that I used to do in the beginning was I would listen to love songs, and then I would convert them as it is me singing to me about me, you know?
Nice.
So I'm wondering, how do you help people to recreate their inner talk?
Well, first of all, we are all here for a purpose. And anytime that I let someone else's words permeate, look, I'm a tea drinker. And so sometimes when I have my electric pot on, it's a glass pot, and the water starts to boil, and it looks like it's going to boil out. It's all boiling. It looks like it's going to boil out. You know what? All I have to do is put a little bit of cold water in there, and it kills the boil. We can be having a fantastic day. We can be doing so well on our journey, but we let one little negative comment that somebody makes, somebody who potentially is hurting themselves. You got to be hurting in order to make negative comments. That's what I want to say to everybody. Watch your words that you use on other people, because your words are coming from the wellspring of your heart. Out of the mouth, the heart speaks. So if you need to speak negative comments about other people, they were in your heart before you spoke them. So you're injuring your body. So purge, cleanse your mind and your body. Be careful about the things that you're letting in. As you pointed out, you listen to love songs and then sing those songs to you. I think that's beautiful. So be careful of the things that you're letting into your subconscious mind, that you're letting destroy the vigor in you, the boil that's in you, that you're doing it, you're making it happen. And one comment from somebody can make you start to doubt the greatness that you were sent here for, and can start you on a journey of self-doubt. And it's said that people who have been sexually assaulted, there's a great chance that it would happen again. And one of the reasons for that I've gathered is that we are operating in this space of uncomfortableness. So perpetrators can see that. Yeah. That you're already uncomfortable with who you are. And so you become an easy prey. That's why we have to learn how to let these things go, and let them go quickly. It took a long time for me, but my goal with the Art of Forgiveness is to help other people get there much faster than I did. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I like to ask clients is, if you only had 7 minutes to live, who do you need to let go of? Because when you die and you carry those negative emotions with you, that's going to impact the next phase of your journey, wherever that is. Why do you want to keep allowing that darkness to be with you on to eternity? Kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, and you're right. It literally eats you alive during your life. So I see in your book that you incorporate yoga and mindfulness in the forgiveness process. Like, how does that help?
I am a yoga instructor, and the word yoga means the marriage between the mind, the body, and the breath. So essentially, we're going through this journey, and we're doing yoga without even knowing about it, because the body is moving. Our breath, our minds are going, but yoga helps you to redirect and to focus. So I include some very simple postures that can be done every morning. It's not about getting your leg up over your head or anything, but just stretching and releasing and being very intentional about in the moment of when you're doing the stretch. So that you can be very intentional in a conversation. I also recommend starting your day in silence. And people may think that, well, I don't have time to do that. Well, get up before everybody else. Get up ahead of time. Set your clock to be up ahead of time so that you can start with 7 minutes. You may start with 60 seconds of silence. And while you're doing that, because your mind is going to be racing, because it's been trained to do that, we have to retrain our thoughts. Just say the word peace, peace, dwell in me, peace. And I promise you, if you start a practice of that, it will become second nature. You will feel that your subconscious will bring that word to mind, just like the subconscious will bring a song out of nowhere. Like, why did I start singing that? Because you heard it somewhere. You can't sing it if you didn't hear it. But imagine if we put peace in our subconscious mind so that when we are in our thoughts, that we can revert to saying peace. Stop those thoughts and just say the word peace. And as you're saying the word peace, think about it healing your liver, your kidneys, your lungs, your heart, every cell in your body. You're sending peace and healing to all those areas of your body, and speak healing thoughts so that you can be whole and powerful.
Yeah. It sounds like you're literally speaking life into your life by saying that, and practicing that.
Well, there's a scripture that says the power of life and death is in the tongue. So that's the case. You speak life, you speak peace and life. There was a time during the writing of this book, there were so many things that happened. I could actually write a book about writing the book.
Yep.
There were so many things that happening. At one point, I was like, you know what? I need to just go find my pine box, because I do want to be buried in a pine box. I want to be in something environmentally friendly. This other stuff is not. I just want to go get in my pine box, take my handful of roses and put them on my chest, because that's how this feels right now. But I'm not going to do it because I have other work to do. I'm not going to let it kill me. I'm not going to let the stress of exterior things kill me. My son was put in jail, and that's been really, really challenging. It was emotionally, until the Holy Spirit said to me, he's in jail, not you. Do you see how we can let other things that are happening to other people incarcerate us?
Yeah, I say that your thoughts are the seeds to your growth, or the bars to your prison.
Yes.
So, we have a choice with our words in every moment and every breath, to your point. So it's like our lives are breath and heartbeats. And speaking, of that, from the earliest time when we're children, right? How can we start teaching our children about forgiveness so that they don't grow up and struggle the way we have?
I think that is so important. I'm writing a book on forgiveness for children because we do need to start that conversation with our children. We really do all of the big stuff that looks like it's necessary, from the reveal party to the baby shower to big elaborate one-year-old birthday parties. My grandson graduated from pre-K last week, and I was told that there were people who brought bags of toys and balloons. Like, I didn't even know you were supposed to do that when you're getting out of pre-K. So we do all of those kinds of things, but we don't talk to our children about, and as much as they can understand, because their little spirit is going to, they know when they've done wrong, and they know when someone else has wronged them. So how do you simplify the conversation? By saying to a child, if we went to the forest and we saw a pine tree, we wouldn't ask the pine tree to give us oranges. Why? Because the pine tree doesn't make oranges. So there are times when we are trying to be friends with other people, and we want oranges from that person, but that person is not capable of giving us oranges. So should I be hurt because a pine tree can't give me oranges? No. My expectations are exceeding the pine tree's capabilities. So I shouldn't be hurt by that. Let the pine tree be a pine tree. If you really want some oranges, go to an orange tree.
Yeah.
Because that seed can only recreate its seed. And so that's why we have to teach them about their thoughts, the seeds of their thoughts. These children are capable of a lot more than we think. Because when we think about how songs and music are impacting our children today. What we tell them can impact them too in a positive way. We have to understand it first for ourselves. There are many people who can't talk about forgiveness to their children because they don't understand it for themselves.
Yeah.
So as soon as they understand no and stop, we can start to incorporate with them understanding who they are on this journey. Don't do this, not because I'm telling you not to do it. And as a parent, I'm guilty of that. Don't do it because I don't want you to be harmed. I don't want this to impact you in a negative way. And show them and do that over and over with your children, your grandchildren, or whoever the children are in your life.
Yeah, and I also hear you in offering a different kind of release there, right? With the pine tree and the orange tree example, because it sounds to me like you're also suggesting, you know, to just release the type of people that don't align with who you are, right? So once you have that awareness of self and you inculcate that in your children, then you help them to stay in their own frequency and vibration by only allowing the people that are aligned with their frequency and vibration in their world.
Why wouldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
There are 8 billion people in the world.
I know, right? Just move on.
But because we get so encapsulated in, oh, I have to make this work for whatever reason, we destroy our own selves by trying to wear a size 6 and you really need a size 9 shoe.
Yeah.
You're injuring your own self. And to, release, come out of the cocoon and release so you can be the beautiful butterfly that you were designed to be.
So when does your children's book come out?
I don't have a date for it yet. I'm still working on it, incorporating, wanting to make sure that it is in simple terms, because, we want to be able to do this and do it quickly. We want to be able to do it quickly, because holding on to it is, hey, you've heard people say, so-and-so makes me sick. Well, guess what? You're right.
If you allow it. Right.
It is making us sick. And we deserve better than that. If your health is in your hands, why would you let someone else make you sick? Understand it's a pine tree. Understand it's a fly. I talk about flies. Flies are just operating in their DNA. Why would you get mad at a fly for trying to land on your food? That's what flies do. But we interrupt our journey by leaving our blessings, trying to convince other people to be something that we want them to be. We've listed their priorities. Well, how can you set someone else's priorities? And we get hurt. We get hurt because of that. So, if you think they're trying to run over you, then get out of their way. Move, exit, stage left.
Yeah. And, another alternative to even having expectations for people is just see who you're dealing with and what they are willing to commit to. And if they're not willing to commit to anything, right, or create agreements with you, then that's just the surefire test, right? That's the last straw, if you will, as to whether or not they're worthy to be in your presence, right? The other way around, not whether or not you're worthy to be in their presence.
Well, think about it. If we spend as much time with the Creator as we spent trying to figure out these humans, they're confused themselves. You're going to figure it out. So imagine if we spent as much time with the Creator, the divine, the one who's closer to us than the breath that we breathe. If we spend as much time with the Creator as we do trying to get flawed humans to operate in harmony, and maybe we're not even in harmony with ourselves. Maybe that's where the work needs to start to begin with. Create, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
Yeah.
So let me work on my peace, releasing others to be the pine tree, to be the flies, whatever it is they are, and let me work on the peace in me. And I guarantee you, when you get to a place of peace, true peace that surpasses chaos, you will move and they will too. Because they need that negative energy to be able to keep fueling their stuff. So it's about the journey within, about our peace. And that is the key. The key is within, and it's within our hearts.
Yeah. Yeah. The number one way to really create that relationship with the divine is through the self-nurturing practices that your book talks about. You know, like when I think of the art of forgiveness, that's something that nurtures your soul. Yes. Right? So you're speaking to us in a way where you're like, spend your time and your energy creating self-nurturing practices and be in communion with the divine when you're doing that. And I see that you're calling us to do that with the embodiment of the yoga and the mindfulness and the prayers, and also recognizing that your words that you use every day are prayers, right? Because like whatever you say, yes, you do actually bring that in from the other side. So
yeah, someone said to me once, when you speak it, the power of the universe gets to work making it happen, good or bad. So if our seeds, if the plants, if the harvest is greater than our seeds, imagine when you plant a little apple seed and it becomes a tree. And look at all those apples. And look at all those seeds from that one seed. All those seeds are going to be in those apples. So if you think about your words in that way, what do you want your words to plant? Because there's a harvest for everything that we say and do. You said it earlier, your body is keeping score. And you don't have to believe in karma for karma to work. It's just the law of nature. You plant corn, you can't go get watermelons. It can't.
I'm so happy that you were here with us today, Pamela. Your body of work and your book will heal so many souls and open the minds and hearts of so many. And I just, it's been an honor to speak with you. You know, I love to see women like you who are really stepping into their purpose and their gifts and just allowing that to emanate throughout the world.
Well, congratulations to you again on having written 8 books, to have one completed and working on 2 more, but that's huge. And so I pray that you continue to touch lives and uplift, and we all work together in helping to raise the bar.
Yeah.
So thank you for what you're doing, and I appreciate this opportunity to be here today.
Yeah. You're such a gift. Thank you, Pamela. So this is your website where everyone can find you, PamelaDMarshall.com. Don't forget the middle initial.
Right. And when you order the book, if you order it from my website, I will autograph it and mail it out to you. Hey, Gloria.
Yeah, there are quite a few ladies here. We have Gloria, Dorothy,
Hi,
Bev.
Dorothy. Hey. She read the book, and I finished reading it and learned a few lessons to nurture. I shouldn't have my glasses on. I can't see it well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so humbled. I'm so humbled, and just really appreciate the opportunity to share the lessons of this journey in hopes of inspiring others to heal and release.
Yeah, so very necessary for us to elevate and continue on in this world. So thank you so much for being here. And remember, genius is common. So we had another amazing speaker here on the Black Business Expo. Remember, the mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App. That is the $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for May 2023. NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Richer Coaching and Training, Carolina Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, BHS and Associates, Margie McLean Foundation, Inc., Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Melaine Cheney Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
In the heart of America, there are dreams waiting to be realized. Dreams of owning a home, creating a haven for families, and building a future. Yet, there are 13 million mortgage-ready home buyers and nearly 20 million renter households who have the credit and income to qualify for a mortgage but remain left out of the home buying process. These potential home buyers are in urban and rural America, where dreams should flourish. The big banks, the giants of finance, have all exited the mortgage lending business, decreasing their lending footprints across America. They are no longer present and active in these communities. Instead of offering opportunities for home ownership, some of these banks have chosen a different path. They have decided to become mega landlords. They have chosen to invest billions of dollars in rental homes, leaving potential home buyers with fewer options and stuck in a cycle of renting without the chance to build equity and create a legacy for their families. Here is the shocking truth. A report issued by the Home Ownership Council of America revealed that if lenders were to step forward and serve this underserved market, they could conservatively increase their loan volume by $1.5 trillion. $1.5 trillion. This is $1 trillion business opportunity, ripe for the taking. That's why I Have a Dream Home is here. We support the American dream of home ownership in urban and rural America. We believe in the power of social consciousness and the impact it can have on people's lives. Investing in urban and rural America is not just good business sense. It's a moral imperative. Our mission is clear. Become the go-to mortgage lender in these communities. Create a pathway to home ownership for all Americans, breaking the cycle of poverty by empowering families to build wealth, stabilizing our communities, and taking pride in our country. I Have a Dream Home. Unlocking dreams, transforming communities, and rewriting the story of American home ownership. For more information, scan the QR code or visit our website at www.ihaveadreamhome.gold.
Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights.
Hello, my name is Kiasi Helm and I'm 14 years old. I think my genius would probably have to be setting goals and achieving them. I say this because ever since I was young, I always wanted to be an author, and at age 11, I ended up achieving this. But not only did I end up becoming an author, I ended up becoming a public speaker, a publisher, a business owner, all these great things. The name of my business is Written by Kids Publishing Company. I decided to start this company because I thought it was important for me to help kids my age express themselves through literacy and just achieve their own goals. Because to me, achieving goals is the best thing in the world to feel. It's you just achieving things and aspirations that you set for yourself. And I know that everybody is capable of this because even if you don't end up achieving the goal, you still tried your best, and that's the most important thing. And everybody is capable of this because genius is common. Thank you.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
Recognize the excuses are not valid. They're conjured up, they're fabricated, they're lies. And how do you stop the lies? You stop the lies with the truth. And the truth is, you have time. You have the skill, you have the knowledge and the support and the willpower and the discipline to get it done.
Everything good in life begins with a challenge. Everything is uphill this required. And it's not going to come to you, and it's not going to fall in your lap, and it's not going to be something that, oh my God, it just was so simple. It's always going to be difficult.
If you want it, you gotta go get it.
This is your chance.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
Good afternoon, or good evening, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Cordelia Gafar of Workout Around My Day, Inc. I'm your business moderator for the evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have had speakers from London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, North Carolina, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. The Black Business Network is a global community where we have fireside chats like the one we had last hour and regular Black Business Expo. So our third speaker tonight is Angela Baptiste of Inspire. So Angela Baptiste has been a leader in the field of business-to-business sales operations in the telecommunications industry for the past 26 years, winning several coveted awards in her field. Recognizing the desire that people had for uplifting, inspirational, and motivational content after transitioning from the corporate world, she got certified as a speaker, coach, and trainer with the John Maxwell team and began her independent business, Inspire, as a way to positively influence, inspire, and empower others in her community. I present to you Angela Baptiste.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's Monday, and so it's always a blessing to start the week out.
Indeed. It's an honor to have you here.
Oh,
Remember,
thank you.
Absolutely. Genius.
I get to meet and talk with you again.
Yes, I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, it's Angela, yay.
Yeah.
So we'll chat more later.
Okay.
All right, Genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Have a good one. Thank you. So, good evening. Today I'll be talking about eliminating procrastination. In my previous talks, we have talked about goal setting. And, one of the big things that is troubling for us is procrastinating, putting things off. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to be able to share with you here today. So whether you're a procrastinator or you fear someone that's close to you and that you care about is in danger of damaging their future from procrastination, I'm here to help. We have a lot to cover today, so let's get started. I grew up hearing so many different idioms from my mom, and one of those was procrastination is the thief of time. Now, what could that mean, especially to a young kid with my mom telling me that? Angela, procrastination is the thief of time. So get to what you have done, whatever it was that she would assign me, my chores, my daily chores for the day or whatever. And I was one of those kids who would get into my book and be totally lost, right? And then mom would get home and guess what? Nothing was done. Wow. Oh, brother. That or else, was not good. And growing up in the Caribbean, I can tell you, just let your imagination run wild on what that could mean, what those consequences could mean for me when I did not complete the assigned task that was assigned for me. So, how do we define procrastination, right? There's a poem by Edward Young, and I'll read that for you. It says, procrastination is the thief of time. Be wise today. 'Tis madness to defer. Next day, the fatal precedent will plead. Thus on till wisdom is pushed out of life. Procrastination is the thief of time. Year after year, it steals till all are fled, and to the mercies of a moment leaves the vast concerns of an eternal scene. Wow. It's a procrastination simply is a stealer of time, right? It's putting off things that needs to be done today. It's the action of delaying, postponing, or avoiding doing a task. One of my favorite description for procrastination, it's a dream killer. If you're putting things off and you have big dreams and you have a vision and goals to accomplish, then guess what? It's going to kill those dreams, kill that vision, kill those goals because you're delaying, you're postponing, and avoiding getting to the action. We're all guilty of procrastination, if you ask me. At some point in our lives, everyone puts off unpleasant tasks from time to time. However, problems arise when procrastination begins to impact your experience negatively. For example, if chronic procrastination extends to matters of your health, your growth and self-improvement, risking adverse outcomes. So if you have a goal and you're supposed to get to meet a specific target to achieve that success and achieve that goal, and you're putting it off, you keep putting it off, and sooner or later, several years have passed, then what? You're letting go of your dreams and your goals, and it's thus killed all those dreams. So let's take a look at some of the signs and the common reasons for procrastination and how we can do to get to the job done. It's been years since my mom told me procrastination is the thief of time. And of course, it took me years to really totally understand what she meant. Of course, I have no idea why it took me so long to get it right, but to recognize that someday never comes. So acting today is so important. So, yes, whatever it is, do it right now. As Tony Robbins often says, take massive action today. Yes, do it now. This is the opportune time. Procrastination is a trap that many of us fall into. In fact, according to researcher and speaker Piers Steele, 95% of us procrastinate to some degree. Wow, 95%. That's astounding, isn't it? While it may be comforting to know that you're not alone, it can be sobering to realize just how much it can hold you back from achieving those goals, those dreams, those outcomes, the positive outcomes that you desire. Now, according to research also, 20% of the population are considered chronic procrastinators. So 20% chronic procrastinators. Chronic procrastinators often suffer from broken marriages, lost jobs, deflated dreams, financial disarray, and self-esteem issues. These are serious issues. And while putting off the task that you've been dreading may seem harmless, it can in fact lead to severe consequences. And I know I don't want that for you, and I'm sure you don't want that for yourself. You want to be able to achieve those visions, those goals, those, the big dreams, and get the desired outcome that you hope to achieve. So while there are many signs of procrastination, there's a list of, I'll give you a list of some telltale signs that you may be a chronic procrastinator. Do you have difficulty coping with change and transitions? Are you someone who, when there's a change, want to challenge it and want to say it was fine the way it was? Why change things? Are you lost without a roadmap? Are you someone who's always chronically late? Do you show up for events 30, 40, 50, an hour later than it was scheduled? Do you have a never-ending to-do list? Are you one of those people who says, there's never time enough in the day? But guess what? We all get 24 hours. So are you not delegating? What are you putting things off? What exactly is happening? Are you focused on non-essential work instead of what definitely needs to get done? Those are just some questions to ask yourself. Overcoming procrastination can especially be challenging because we all have different reasons for putting it off, right? For why we're putting it off. So let's take a look at common reasons for procrastinating. One of those, we'll start off with fear of making mistakes. You know what fear stands for? I love acronyms, and FEAR for me stands false evidence appearing real. So sometimes we're so afraid and fearful of things that aren't even real. So why should we be afraid of making mistakes? Why not turn it around and be able to learn from these mistakes? Is it really real? We often put things off because of that. Or think about that, perfectionism. It might seem like a good quality. Oh, I want to be perfect. But is it really attainable? Perfection? It can be really quite detrimental. Perfectionism is often confused with having high standards. However, with perfectionism, standards are often unrealistic. Procrastination occurs as a result of thinking such a standard will never be achieved, so why try? So how about trying to at least strive for excellence? That is achievable. Fear, of course, again, is deeply rooted in the cause of procrastination, from the fear of failure to the fear of success, fear can be crippling. For many, the idea of failure can be so devastating. This stems from a view of failure as a final result rather than a stepping stone. So when we think about failure, do we think how, if we fail, that we could learn from it instead of looking at failure as a permanent stain on your own reputation, which would cause self-esteem to take a significant blow every time an objective isn't achieved? But why don't we just look at it as something that we learn from? And if we don't ever make the mistake, how are we going to know the difference? You think about it. You think about Einstein. Think about anyone who has achieved tremendous success. Go back and read about how many failures they have had. Oftentimes there's a lot of pressure on us as entrepreneurs, business people, for us to be high achievers and be successful. But on the flip side, many procrastinators are fearful of success. Can you believe that? Success can also create a lot of pressure with perceived expectations to achieve more. The idea of people demanding more of you after you achieve something can cause many to sabotage potential success. Either consciously or subconsciously, they put it off because they are afraid to be successful. Wow. Fear is deeply ingrained emotion and can cause people to procrastinate for so many different reasons, just putting things off when it should be done. Let's think about motivation related to expectation. Oftentimes procrastinators often think that they must be fully motivated to begin a task. I've heard people say, think about losing weight, right? And I've heard someone say, I'm not motivated. Well, here's the thing. Why wait to be motivated to begin a task? This can be unrealistic. And in many cases, progress leads to motivation. So say, for example, I want to lose weight. If I get up and just be intentional and start walking, going to the gym, start doing my regular exercises, then when I start shedding the weight, that's going to motivate me to keep on going, right? So the progress leads to motivation, which cannot be seen until the project is underway. So let's motivate, be intentional with whatever that growth, whatever that goal, whatever, and get active. And then motivation will come while the project is underway. How about oftentimes we feel guilty of delaying or avoiding our task we find unappealing. However, if everyone was to put off the things they didn't want to do, nothing would get accomplished. I remember as a young mom having to change the dirty diaper, very stinky diaper, right? What if I was to put it off? Think about what would happen to my baby, right? What would happen to the environment? Just everything would have not been going on good in my home if I put that off. Was it something that I was interested in doing? I was interested because I wanted to keep my baby clean, but is it something that some people would put off? Yes, because just the idea of changing the dirty diaper, right? The soiled diaper. How about filing? I know that's an administrative duty that I don't like. And oftentimes I'd be tempted to put it off, but guess what? It's better to just get it done and get it out of the way. So there's so many other jobs that we all wish we could avoid. And you could name whatever it is that is for you, right? But doing so not doing it, right, would create more work and heightens the stress and then makes your list get increased, right? So the list would get longer and longer and you're not completing your task. So let's not procrastinate and keep putting off things that we don't really like doing. We're all faced with distractions. That's another thing that's caused us to procrastinate. I don't know about you, but in my inbox, so many times there's so many emails. How about social media? For me, what I do for my social media, I set myself a timer, and I literally tell you guys, I give myself 30 minutes. And I know I need to post. I know I need to engage, and I give myself 30 minutes. And when my timer goes off, I should have completed everything that I needed to do for my social media, and then I move on to my next task. Whatever works for you, then just do it and get it done. How about addictive games? I know I have friends who they'll spend hours playing games and not do what's required. Do you see, you look up and an hour, 2 hours have passed and you're still scrolling, or you're still playing games? The entire worlds are at your fingertips these days. Smartphones, the internet, not talking about gossip around the office or, on the phone with your friends, right? These are some distractions that we could blame for us procrastinating and putting things off that's required to get done for us to achieve our goals and get the desired outcomes that we're wanting to achieve those visions, right? Whatever our targets are. If we're not reaching those goals because we're putting things off, then that's a problem, right? It's because we want to achieve this success. Those distractions can keep us from doing the important work that we need to do to achieve the outcomes. Now that we have a better understanding of common reasons for procrastination, let's talk about how to overcome those bad habits. If your tendency to procrastinate is related to perfectionism, you may need to consider your mindset. What kind of mindset do I have? Is it a growth mindset or is it a fixed mindset? The fear of making mistakes is associated with a fixed mindset, which is addressed in Carol Dweck's books, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. In her work, Dweck explains that those with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are set in stone. So they focus only on their current intelligence or talents, thinking more cannot be developed. Wow. This mindset can hinder one's ability to grow, learn, and make positive changes. So you can learn more about mindset at this website, mindsetonline.com. I encourage you to check that out if for some reason you're struggling with a fixed mindset. Keep in mind, too, that perfectionism upsets the natural order of the world. In a sense, it supplants the idea that God is the only perfect being among us. We can strive for goodness, excellence, right? But we will never be perfect. So let's stop trying to reach that perfection because it's not achievable. We can achieve goodness, we can achieve excellence. So let's strive for that. So whether you fear a negative outcome or you fear failure, here's some questions to ask yourself the next time you feel procrastinating setting in. One, it would be, why am I afraid? Now you tell me. I'm supposed to file my documents. What is keeping me from doing that? What am I afraid of? Now, another question would be, what is the worst possible consequence that could happen? If I file the documents, what could happen? Or if I don't file, what's going to happen? My desk is going to be a literal mess and I won't be able to operate, right? What could happen if I ignore the situation? If you just ignore all the filing, right? And you might be filing in your online, or if you have a literal file where you do all your paper documents, whatever way you're filing, you're keeping your organized, right? And you're able to maybe function better. So why am I putting this off? It's going to make me much better entrepreneur. It's going to make me a much better person, organized person. So why am I putting this action off? What will I gain in the long run by putting this off? Good question to ask, right? And then how often do people actually die from doing this? Now you tell me. How often? I mean, I coach all the time, right? And so I coach a salesperson, several sales individuals, and that's one of the questions I ask, because did someone actually die from this, right? You keep putting off making that call, making that cold call, making that pitch. Did anyone actually die from that? That's a question that you could actually laugh at yourself with, because the answer is no. No one's died from making a pitch or making a cold call, right? Am I trying to convince myself of something that is not true? Wow. Am I scared of the process or the result? Great questions to ask, right? Can I handle the outcome of that? Am I trying to protect myself from a certain outcome? Am I actually scared, or was I told this was scary? So is this something that you've known for yourself, or did you hear it from someone and as a result is fearful and as a result is putting it off? So the Bible talks a lot about fear, making it clear that fear is not from God. Think about fear as something to defeat with prayer and reflection on scripture. Here's one verse to reflect on. In Timothy 1:7, it says, "For God did not give us a spirit of cowardice or fear, but rather a power of love and self-control." That is awesome. So whenever you are faced with fear, that's a good one to remember. For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but rather of power and love and self-control. You know that to-do list that's growing and is consistently growing and not getting anywhere, then how about adding a specific deadline to each task? Earlier, when we talked about goal setting, we talked about setting SMART goals, right? Being specific, ensuring that it's measurable and attainable and reasonable and time bound. Well, how about when for your to-do list, you add a specific deadline to each of those tasks, then arranging those tasks in an order that will help to manage your workload. It is helpful to work in a finite time period. You may have a master to-do list, but break it up, say in weekly or daily, so that you know where your deadlines are, and having specific deadlines will help you to build a sense of momentum and build your confidence as you complete the task. Nothing fosters procrastination like a large, daunting project. So to avoid becoming overwhelmed and feeling defeated, before you even begin, break down tough jobs into bite-sized portions to make sure that they actually get done. So I'll give you an example. I was hosting a dinner party recently, right? So what were some of the things that I needed to do first? Let's say the first thing I did was to set a date, right? So you set a date, and then you decide what the guest list is. And then, of course, how many people you're going to invite. And then you get the invitations and you invite the individuals. Then you decide on a menu, right? And then you keep working on the different tasks. And of course, then you get to that great day when you have the event and you have the dinner party. I have the dinner party. Everyone has a good time. The food is good. Everyone is socializing. They're dancing. They're having a great time. And I'm getting all the good compliments of how great it was. But guess what? If I would just put it off, there would not have been a great dinner party. Do you see what I'm saying? So you take it off into bite sizes and you plan whatever that event, you do whatever it takes in bite sizes, and you get the task done. So as you complete each task, you feel a sense of accomplishment and you begin to see all the pieces falling into place, and you get that great time when you could celebrate the outcome, just like I celebrated the outcome of a great successful dinner party, right? So when it comes to this distractions, smartphones are the first things to blame. If distractions are the cause of your procrastination, it's crucial to remove any temptation and only think about the task at hand. Here are some tips that I use for removing distractions. You could block the whatever the websites, right? So if this particular website is causing you a distraction, block it. Delete games and apps on your smartphone. Record your temptations and directly address them. Remove yourself from the internet or from whatever apps or games that's distracting you. Put your smartphones on airplane mode. That's a good one. How about wearing a noise canceling headphone? Unplug your router. How about that? Or simply close your doors. I know some people, they're in offices and get distracted, by whatever is going around. Well, if you have a door, close your door. And if you have a noise canceling headphone, use that. So in case you need some inspiration, I gain inspiration from the good book. So I'll share 3 with you that I use. In Proverbs 4:25, it says, "Let your eyes look straight ahead and your gaze be focused forward." And then Ephesians 5:15 and 16 says, "Watch carefully then how you live, not as foolish persons, but as wise, making the most of the opportunity because the days are evil." And then one of my favorite, if you're having problems to resist games or the internet or your smartphone, whatever it is, then you're making it an idol and it's maybe an addiction. So 1 John 5:21 says, "Children, be on your guard against idols." So those are good ones to remember. In eliminating procrastination, the most productive people agree that to get ahead, is to start your toughest task first. So whatever is the hardest for you, whatever is most challenging, then maybe starting them earlier would be better, and you're setting up yourself for success. So when you complete the biggest part of your workday first, this will give you a serious confidence boost. The feeling of being productive can carry you into the next task. And having the hardest job complete, the rest of your work will feel easy by comparison. This is, of course, I call it a psychological trick, right? You're tricking your brain by doing it that way. When faced with a task that you really don't want to do, thinking of only doing it for 60, 120 seconds, that becomes manageable. Remember, you can do anything for a limited time, right? No matter how tough the work might be, the idea of facing it head on for only a few minutes can relieve a ton of pressure. Chances are just getting started is enough to keep keeping you going. When telling yourself you only have to work in 2-minute increments, you're much more likely to dive in. So take that first step. Give yourself a minute or two, and then before you know it, you're on the way. So this is a big one. And I don't know, I have accountability partners, and I recommend, using being accountable. Accountability can be a significant motivator or demotivator for that matter when it's lacking. So creating to-do list is enough to some people to hold themselves accountable. But check through your list throughout the day to make sure you're completing the necessary task. Another perhaps more powerful form of accountability is being accountable to someone else. And that's what I talked about earlier, having an accountability partner. And here's how you do it. You take a task you've been procrastinating on, you break it into small pieces and set deadlines for each step. And then next, you let someone know your plan and ask them or her to check on you and on your progress. It could be a spouse, a partner, a parent, a neighbor, or, a work buddy, a peer, whoever it is that would keep you accountable. This is very effective and can be very effective if you work with someone. Accountability increases your desire to accomplish your task. We're all prone to procrastination. And earlier, I talked about 95% of individuals suffer from some kind of procrastination, and then 20% are chronic procrastination. Where do you stand on that? I would like to know and hear from you. It's up to you to determine whether your procrastinating habits are getting in the way of accomplishing your goals or even harming your health. We come up with all sorts of creative reasons why today isn't the right time to start or finish, and we put it off until someday. But does someday ever come? I'm here to tell you that someday never comes. So we give excuses to start our projects, right? Sometimes it's too busy. There's not enough time in the day, or we're too broke. We don't have enough money, or we're too stressed, too risky, too uncertain, too inexperienced, too old, too young. You name it, right? Too disruptive. Once in a while, those reasons are valid, but only once in a while. More often than not, they're merely excuses. Are we making excuses? Are we giving ourselves all these reasons why we don't get and do take action on what we need to get done in order to achieve those outcomes, to achieve those positive goals and visions that we desire to achieve? It's essential to examine our excuses and ask ourselves if it's truly valid or if there's a deeper reason for putting off something. Is it fair, like we talked about, which we said false evidence appearing real? It seems real, but is it really real? Once you identify why, so if you're able to identify, why am I putting off? Why am I putting off these crucial things that I need to do to accomplish my goals? Is it fair? Then once you discover the why behind your procrastinating, you can find the right solution to get you going. So here's to your practice in practicing accountability. I would like all those listening to me to lean in and take a minute, get your paper and pencil, and just write down one task that you've been putting off. So take a minute, write down a task that's important for you that you need to achieve the positive outcome in getting to your next goal, reaching that vision, achieving that dream that you're wanting to reach. So write that down. And then when you've written it down, then write down what the plan is, what your plan to get started. So that's a start, right? Write it down. Okay. And then guess what? You'll have to take massive action in order to get to stop putting it off, stop procrastinating, and get to taking massive action to achieve those outcomes that you desire. Procrastination can be confused with laziness, but as you now know, being lazy has nothing to do with it. That's most of the time, however. At the fundamental core of procrastination is when we allow emotion to influence our motivations. Are you allowing your emotion to influence your motivation? Stop overthinking how much needs to be done and simply start. Take that first step. That's what we're talking about. Don't think of that mountain. Just Chew one bite at a time. Allow yourself to take breaks if needed, and keep in mind why task X or Y or Z need to be completed to accomplish your goal. So, we talked a lot about procrastinating and what that means. By procrastinating, we're letting time slip past our very eyes and doing nothing about it. Procrastinating is the thief of time because it steals away the beauty of what time brings us. And I am going to read a poem for you. It says, I have only just a minute by Dr. Benjamin Mays. I have only just 1 minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. Yesterday's lost. Tomorrow is a promise. We must cease today and get it done. I myself have definitely learned this the hard way. Lots of hard consequences that weren't good, right? But thanks to God, I finally got it before it was too late. It's too late when we're dead or on our deathbed. We can't do anything at that point. So the good book says, a slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. And that's Proverbs 10:4. I really appreciate you listening. I thank you for joining me today. I hope you've learned how to identify the reasons behind your procrastination and gain some techniques for breaking through so that you can start accomplishing your goals and enjoying the success that you deserve. If you have any questions or anything to add that I've discussed and talked about, feel free to message me with your thoughts. If you need one-to-one help getting yourself in gear, definitely reach out and let me know. My website is www.inspires.shop. Have a good evening, and thank you so much.
Oh, Angela, that was amazing. I am trying to type your website. You said Inspires.
Yeah. INSPIRES.shop.
Okay. Shop.
Of course, it has that www. And then, of course, the HTTPS.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I've added that. Amazing. So thank you so much again for being back here on the Black Business Network and sharing on procrastination. I learned a lot of things about myself.
I know, it's amazing. Sometimes, I swear to you, my mom, I was a kid and she would tell me procrastination is the thief of time, Angela. And I'm like, what in heavens is she talking about? Oftentimes I would get the consequences, but it finally dawned on me. Yes.
Yeah.
Get it together and get those tasks done.
You're helping people to not grow up to be like you. You're helping them to avoid the whole everything.
Get it right away. Yes.
Yeah.
Get it done.
I so appreciate you, and I appreciate what you bring to the world. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you again next month.
Yes,
on the
ma'am.
Black Business Network. And remember, genius is common. And I'll see you on the other side.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye. So, another amazing speaker on the Black Business Network. Remember, the mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App, which is the $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we'd like to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for May 2023. NC 100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rocher Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, BHS and Associates, Margie McLean Foundation, Inc., Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Malaine Cheney Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
Hi, my name is Holly Bird Miller, and I am the brand and beauty ambassador for the Genius is Common movement. I have 27 years in sales, marketing, business development, branding, and brand strategy. So my genius is common. What got me into the love of branding and beauty is I love to allow our professional clients to look like the best version of themselves, to elevate their executive presence. So I've surrounded myself with a global team of videographers, photographers, hairstylists, makeup artists, wardrobe stylists, social media managers, and brand strategists to make sure that we are your one-stop branding agency. So I am so proud to be the brand and beauty ambassador for the Genius is Common movement. My genius is common.
Hey, it's your girl Colette V. Smith. The V is for victory. My mama would tell you the V is for Veronica, but it's Colette V. Smith, the NFL's first African-American woman to coach in the history of the National Football League, by way of being the first female in 2017 to coach in New York Jets franchise history. Today, I'm the founder of Believe in You Incorporated. Believe in You Incorporated. I got here because I didn't limit myself. I started thinking freely, living life freely. Don't limit yourself. Unleash your power, the power that God created you to be and to have. I got here because I didn't just follow a path.
I'd like you to imagine with me, if you will, opening an app where you can collaborate with like-minded individuals from around the world, get inspiration and in-app tools to launch and grow your business, as well as share your knowledge and earn compensation, all in one app. Well, the name of that app is Truso, short for Truly Social. Hi, I'm Matthew Newman, the founder and CEO of Truso. A new concept in social media, Truso is designed from the ground up to be a platform that's both social and empowering for all its users. How exactly do we do that? I'm glad you asked. First, Truso brings the world together via video. Psychologists assert that video provides a significantly more effective connection than audio only. When you enter a community on Truso, you're face to face. Second, On Truso, you don't have to have 1 million followers to monetize. Our business model allows all hosts and moderators to monetize, no matter the size of your following, by 1, producing fee-based content, and 2, inviting others to join the platform as subscribers. Even more, Truso has an in-app resource library with over 100 free resources, forms, and documents to help you build your brand and grow your business. Third, Truso is inclusive. The deaf and hard of hearing communities make up 360 million people worldwide. Unlike audio-only apps, Truso embraces this community, providing a networking platform that allows them to participate via video and closed caption. We even have a deaf and hard of hearing foundation in the works as well. Fourth, Truso is both social and safe. We refer to Truso as a virtual extension of the beauty shop, barbershop, and brainchild of the community. A place where there's laughter, along with wisdom, growth-oriented conversation, and genuine connections in a safe space. Truso even has proprietary security to ensure we maintain a safe environment for everyone. Where are we at now? Truso is live, y'all. We've launched in beta, and we're...
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richer, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richer Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richer Ignite Show. 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richer, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you on the other side.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
Good evening, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Cordelia Gaffar, and I am your business moderator for this evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have had speakers from London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, North Carolina, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our next speaker is Dr. Stephanie Ardrey of 420 Wellness Jamaica Incorporated. She's a serial entrepreneur with an over 3-decade history of conceptualizing, launching, scaling, and operating multi-billion-dollar business organizations. Dr. Ardrey is recognized as a proven leader in the real estate, finance, and development sector, leading design and business teams through the development process while ensuring that the scope, schedules, and budgets were maintained for multi-billion-dollar portfolios of projects under her leadership. I present to you Dr. Stephanie Ardrey.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fabulous. How are you today?
Amazing. We're bumping into each other more and more these days. It's so great.
Yes. I was able to listen to a few of the earlier presentations. And as always, I love having an opportunity to exchange with you. So happy that you're moderating today.
Yes, I'm happy to see you again too. So I look forward to listening to your talk and chatting a little bit more later. Remember, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Wonderful. Well, good evening, Black Business Network. As shared, I'm Dr. Stephanie Ardrey. Today, I'm going to talk to you about holistic wellness. And as was shared, my company, the brands 420 Wellness Jamaica, are where our wellness resorts are launched from. We're working on locations around the world. The organization is Zenoverse Wellness Group, where I am the president and CEO of the organization. But today, I really want to speak to you about care and wellness. But before I get into the pieces of that, I just want to tell you that several things came to mind regarding why this topic is not only important, but timely. And I know many of you probably heard sad news regarding Jamie Foxx and his illness and the suddenness of his medical emergency and his need for recovery. And we've been receiving updates that he's now home and continuing to make his recovery journey. And although I didn't investigate to see specifically what his medical condition is, what I can say is generally I am seeing a number of impacts. But I want to share something that I found to be a little bit intriguing, because I have shared that the inspiration for my wellness organization began many moons before I was the CEO of an advertising agency that I formed and expanded. Definitely many moons before I became a sought after executive leading real estate development projects, and then opened and launched my own real estate development company. And now building wellness resorts and a complete infrastructure of related businesses that support not only the physically built spaces, but also the other elements that contribute to our wellness, right? So that we could have complete holistic care. But I want to share something. Let me share something. So here we go. As a nation, we are approaching a crisis in healthcare. In a country blessed with abundant material wealth, we continue to be burdened with a plague of chronic disease. Medical expenses have become overwhelming, and there seems to be no promise of their slowing. The problem seems baffling, its solution unsolvable. Yet we must begin to face up to the facts. Half of us will die from hardening of the arteries. Another 25% will end our lives with cancer. Millions more are suffering right now with arthritis, respiratory disease, and alcoholism. Disregarding infant mortality, our life expectancies have changed little since 1900, though medical expenses have increased by over 30 times since that date. Technological advances have increased dramatically in the last decade, and each passing year brings a revolutionary new surgical procedure or a new wonder drug. Yet, despite all of these discoveries, the attainment of physical health eludes our grasp. In the realm of our mental well-being, and this happens to be mental well-being, mental wellness week, month, the situation seems no brighter. Many of us feel emotionally unbalanced, depressed, and dissatisfied with our lot. We have one of the highest rates of suicide, mental illness, and other serious social problems. Nearly 1 million persons are now being treated in a variety of mental facilities, and many more are incarcerated in prisons, detention homes, and many more reform schools. So we blame the deteriorating state of our health and the society as a whole on external factors. We say we live in a very stressful world, and stress is pointed to as the cause of our many illnesses. Earlier, we heard a presentation about procrastination and planning, hoping to mitigate some of the stressors, false stressors oftentimes in your life. We say that we live with constant economic challenges, economic uncertainties. We're concerned right now about the debt ceiling, how that potentially can impact many receiving Social Security, retirement benefits, government employees, and the like. The media never fails to keep us aware of what's happening. Because we don't take time to eat right, rest, exercise, and do the things that are best for us, We rationalize that when sickness comes, the doctor is always there to make us better. This way of thinking has led to an indiscriminate consumption of medicines promising quick and instant relief. Last year, over 38 million pounds of aspirin were consumed, and over $500 million were spent on one type of tranquilizer alone. Clearly, this way of living has proven far from satisfactory. We have learned to ignore the cues that our bodies and minds are trying to tell us about our health. By the time many of us become aware of our problems, it is already too late to do anything about them. So, when I shared this particular set of information, I probably threw you a little bit of a hint when you heard the number 1900. But what I want to tell you is that this introduction that I'm sharing with you is written in the intro from Dr. Monsing, who actually wrote this intro May 16th, 1978. 1978. This is a book on holistic health, mind, body, and soul. And this is a book that was shared with me by my mother. And it brought to my mind certainly the concerns around business. I am launching, building this global wellness company because I'm looking at the impact of what's happening in reality. And I'm looking at the cumulative effect of one, lacking maybe self-awareness, paying attention to those cues that our body begin to tell us, and also not really realizing that it takes time for you to hit a wall where your body shuts down. Perhaps in the beginning, you approach what seemed to be something like a yield sign, right? You feel a little tingle, you feel a little pain, and you go, okay, I'll tend to it, maybe not too much. And before long, you notice that pain is still there. Maybe it has increased with its intensity. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe it's sort of still coming and going. So you really haven't had time to think about what might be the source. But remember, guys, sometimes the yield sign means that you should plan to take a stop and evaluate what's happening in your body. Have you experienced some type of trauma? Is that trauma emotional? Is that trauma physical? See, a lot of times we forget that both, whether it begins as emotional trauma becomes physical trauma. It may begin as physical trauma becomes emotional trauma. You end up experiencing trauma both emotionally as well as physically. So you have to realize that healing requires the activation of mind, body, and soul if it is you want holistic wellness. That is recognizing emotionally. What are the thoughts that you're thinking? What are the things that you're doing that causes you to experience, for example, an increase in your stress level? I bet you know when it happens, and I bet you know why it happens, but you're possibly passing right on through it as if it'll just go away magically by itself. No, it doesn't, guys. Listen, last week I was shut down. I'd gone through the yield. I probably did a Hollywood stop through the stop. And then finally my body said, shut down. You will not be able to proceed as usual. You must come to a complete stop. And it's funny. I, again, advocate for wellness, because I know for me personally, I don't like to be a patient. I'm a horrible patient. So I do everything that I can in order to avoid having to have, if you will, those sick days. But in truth, what happened? I got very busy, too busy to recognize that some of the supplements that I normally took, I'd run out. So before I realized it, I was not just a few days, I was a few weeks behind on those supplements. And guess what? They were working because I was feeling awesome before. I had unlimited energy. But guess what? Sometimes that energy requires a reset. Your body needs to refuel. Your mind, your body, and your soul requires rejuvenation and restimulation. And oftentimes that becomes with a pause. So what happened when I had to take the pause, I remember going through the physical pain and thinking, oh my goodness, that pain managed to get on a scale of 1 to 10 to a 15 in terms of its level of intensity. I continued to work through it, set my intention, be focused on the activities at hand. At one point, I found myself unable to sit, and so that was interesting. Looks like I have a little bit of hiccup here, wants my attention. The next thing, I found myself unable to stand. I usually stand at my standing desk, wasn't able to stand. So finally, I had to surrender. And so I spent several days soaking, 2 to 3 baths. But it was during the soak that I began to ask myself different questions. I wanted to get to the root cause of what was causing me emotional distress, because I knew if I could understand and acknowledge what was contributing to the emotional distress, then I could probably recognize how the toxins were being released and therefore impacting my cells and going through my body, activating those nerves and causing me the pain that I was experiencing. So I spent a lot of time thinking about not only the thoughts, the self-conversation, the self-talk, but also thinking about any distressing conversations, communications, relationships, any deadlines that were distressing. I made calls and I renegotiated commitments because I realized that I was concerned about commitments that I had made that I was not able to fulfill. And so I needed to be able to renegotiate and establish new times so that I could release the personal stress and pressure that I held on myself regarding those commitments. And sometimes that's important. The other thing that I realized was that I needed to spend some time in silence. And so I gave myself another 3 days of silence. Remember, I shared how before I spent a weekend in silence and the benefit of being able to spend that weekend in silence, how that allowed me to hear the inner guidance from the Almighty and the ancestors. And you know what that allowed additionally was for me to set the intention to progress with ease. But I'll tell you why this topic became more and more important. As I think about the inspiration for my wellness business, my wellness interest, really it was about my mom. My mother, when we bought our first house, I was 9, and she had not been the one who cooked meals at home. Mostly they've been my grandmother. So my mother decided that she was going to learn to cook. She bought 2 books at a school book fair at my elementary school. She bought a Soul Food cookbook, and she bought the book Back to Eden. Back to Eden was a book that began to introduce folks to herbal medicines and more holistic approaches to preparing meals as well as taking care of ensuring your wellness. She told me specifically that her desire was to learn how to prepare our meals in such a way that I would never have high blood pressure. Because already at that time, still in her early 20s, she was already experiencing the impacts of a high stress life and the toll that was beginning to take on her body. So, unlike many people who you think, okay, they're suffering with, weight problem, or they're suffering with diabetes or some other chronic condition, my mother didn't have any of those conditions, but what she did have was a high stress level that I think she addressed somewhat through her cigarette smoke. But the bottom line is, at the tender age of 48 years young, her stress must have reached an all-time high because she took a nap and had a brain aneurysm. And unfortunately, she did not recover from that brain aneurysm. A brain aneurysm is typically the sign or something that's similar to, equated to, called, described as a stroke. There was a rupture of a blood vessel in her brain, and that unfortunately happened at a time that she was alone. So she wasn't able to receive immediate care, which is required. We hear when someone is having a stroke to recognize the signs, because the time between the onset of the stroke and the care intervention is very critical. That will influence the potential outcome or recovery of the person. And so, what that really reminded me of was the reality that sometimes we hear a knock, that knock in our body. Something doesn't feel quite right. We've just recovered from a particular situation, maybe a situation that was filled with stress. And we didn't realize that we needed some time to decompress. I'm guilty of that. I just realized as I was going through the process of recognizing, I just graduated from law school in the midst of global pandemic, launching a multinational organization, on the tail of having just finished, prior to starting law school, a doctoral program that I not only completed the doctoral studies, but the doctoral dissertation completed and published in record time. But truthfully, as I began to sit there and ponder what might be contributing to the stress and my current, initial onset of illness, right? Disease begins to set up as dis-ease within your body. And what happens, guys, is that typically your cells regenerate, but they begin to atrophy, as anything does with age, with, again, impacts, with trauma. And so there might be time delays as those cells work to regenerate, where the gap widens. And so what you find when your cells have suffered a lot of trauma is that they become vulnerable for dis-ease to set up. And as you know, you may not, let me share, we all have cancerous cells within our body. Cancerous cells are there so that at the time of our passing, they can assist with our body in its decomposition process. So what you want to think about is, if it is cancer cells are activated, then that means that something in your body, your cells, have begun to send a signal that the cells are dying. And so that's why it's important to recognize and then begin to counteract those messages. That's why you know that people have healed themselves from the fight of cancer. Many people have done it by simply changing their thoughts. relying strongly on their belief system, changing their diet, changing their states, changing their recognition that they still had an assignment, a purpose, something to do, releasing the grief and the stressors, that have occupied perhaps too much of their time, which unfortunately have contributed to the disease. Think about this. If you knew that the thoughts that you think and hold right now have the potential to impact the life or the death of your cells in your body right now, do you think you would pause and contemplate and reconsider the things that you allow to impact? They say guard your heart, guard your ear gates, guard your thoughts. I'm here to tell you guys the hardest work that you're ever going to do is about your mindset. It's about your mindset, because it's your mindset that informs how the rest of your body performs and function. The experience that you and I have right now is based on the thoughts that we have had prior to right now. So if we want to make a course correction, we can begin right at this moment. And we begin making a course correction by making new decisions right now, right at this very moment. So things like recognizing first that emotional stressors cause internal trauma and manifest in physical ways within your body. I was sharing briefly again about my own recent experience. And the thing that I noticed as I began the healing journey and I started taking detoxes to detox my body and to detox the cells, it was very interesting. I watched as the pain traveled along each of the points where either I had suffered some type of prior cellular damage or stress, clearly where the cells had been impacted internally, be they physical injuries or literally internal traumatic injuries. I watched the transition through my body from the base of my head, along my shoulder, down along my back, to my hip, to my knee, right? Each of the places where I had suffered some type of cellular damage, I found impact. And it became really not only an awareness, but it made me think about how many times previously I may have felt a little pain that I ignored, instead of recognizing now that that was a little bit of a sign that possibly I needed to do some body work to release those tensions. And so what am I saying when I say body work? First, I said you need to do mind work, right? You need to determine what are the sources of the stressors. What are the thoughts? Are those thoughts even true? Are those thoughts even true? Are you reacting to a situation that's based on an emotional story that you have told yourself, or is it based on the facts? Oftentimes, I can guarantee you, your reaction is based on an emotional reaction, a story you have told yourself that's different from the facts. So immediately, when you feel like something is attacking you mentally, what I would like for you to do today is to pause. I've been using the saying, peace, be still. Pause, peace, be still. And then after pause and peace, be still. If it is, I feel physical stress within my body, then I began identifying ways that I can start helping those stressors to move out of my body. And so I'm not going to go through a complete exercise, but I'll tell you there's tapping. So I begin with tapping at each of the key pressure points along the body to release the pressure. And when you're going through a tapping exercise, you'll work through each of your points and you release whatever it is you believe that is distressing you, because you want to work that energy out of your body so that it doesn't decide to find a place within your body. The next key stressor that's impacting your mind, body, and soul is your gut. Your gut health has everything to do with your thoughts and your cellular well being. We have parasites and all kinds of waste and toxins and bacteria within our guts. And when our guts experience imbalance, which it can, because believe it or not, if you're running a high stress existence, then you're possibly over secreting cortisol, and cortisol too much becomes a poison in your body. Cortisol is that extra energy that shows up when you need to make flight. It's that extra strength that arrives in the time of emergency. But oftentimes we're activating those senses, those stressors that are meant for a significant emergency over things that are not an emergency. So if you're a person that has a trigger sensitive temper, where it is you are quick to lose your cool, I would encourage you to find a way to begin to find your calm rather than losing your cool. Take a moment. When you find yourself feeling like you are about to take on an emotional reaction, pause. If you need to leave a conversation, if you need to leave a situation, I found myself being in a conversation where I was attempting to communicate something to someone, and they kept repeating back to me a statement that I said I was aware of. I don't need you to repeat that statement again. I heard that statement. But because you're so busy repeating the statement, you're not listening to me. And that began to become irritating to me. That is a trigger point for me. When I'm speaking and someone is not listening, because I believe in giving the space to listen. Although sometimes I get excited too, and I talk over the next guy, and then I catch myself, right? So I gave this person several opportunities, but then I realized it was going to be a trigger. So I took the next step and said, guess what? We cannot continue this conversation right now. I am going to excuse myself from this conversation, and you and I will have to speak at another time so that we can regain a conversation where we can both be properly heard and understood, right? And so that was an example of protecting and taking care of my needs, my demonstrating of the self-love and the self-care that was necessary, right? So again, being aware of those things. Back to that gut health. So many things contributing to gut imbalance. A couple of the things that I want to share with you. We've already talked about the stress and how that is the emotional contributor. The other contributor that seems to be excessive is sugar. Guys, sugar. Sugar is doing us a disservice. We're consuming way too much. And it's not only just the sugar itself. Your body is being fooled by fake substitutes because you're trying to get this false sugar taste. You keep craving more and more, and it's doing less and less. And so what that is beginning to produce are not only chronic conditions that result from too much sugar. But one of the most startling ones of late is the rise in early onset Alzheimer's and dementia. And so, what I was informed is that Alzheimer's and dementia is considered another form of diabetes, of sugar on the brain. And so, when you take that into consideration and you see the impacts of too much sugar, you see the impacts of false sugar substitutes. And it's not, again, just the sugar, it's also the foods that you're consuming that have sugar in them, in the ingredients. And the thing is that possibly if other things were in balance, that wouldn't be such a problem. But because we're struggling with too many imbalances, then you find yourself vulnerable. And as a result of that new vulnerability, there are millions of adults over 60 suffering with early set dementia and Alzheimer's. But most recently, the newest patient cohort are now as young as 30 to 45 years old. I'll say that again. The new patient cohort of early onset dementia and Alzheimer's include those as young as 30 years of age to 45 years of age. Guys, that's way too young to be losing potential control of your faculties. These are lifestyle conditions that can be modified and can be addressed and can be changed. It all begins with setting the intention. Today, I want you to set an intention for holistic care. Holistic care means mind, body, and soul. And guess what? It requires that you develop a daily intention. I discovered that it's a practice. Well-being is a practice. Holistic care is a daily practice. That means that for me, my routine to stay healthy, one is to set that intention for being healthy. And how I do that is as simple as in the mornings now, being very, very intentional about before I allow my feet to move, to jump out of the bed, with my eyes open, to take a moment and first do a meditation and set the intention for my day. And begin with some breaths, deep breaths. And then I keep a copper container of water. And so my goal is to drink water, 8 ounces of water or more, first thing in the morning. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I love coffee, but I've had to make some lifestyle modifications because what I've come to recognize is not only is my body potentially dehydrated from resting, but also coffee would add to additional dehydration. So if I want to have that coffee, which I love, in order to nourish my cells, I need to first replenish my cells. So I need to give my body some nice, active water. So again, I like mine from a copper container because there are a number of medicinal benefits that I'm able to receive. And so the first thing, that mindset, now that water consumption, and then the morning stretches, and I go on an early morning walk. During my walk, I'm able to listen to meditations to feed my spirit. I'm able to take deep breaths in the park, look at the lake, watch nature in action. And what I notice is not only does that give my body some physical movement, but it's nice to take in nature. It's become such a regular practice that actually I notice when I don't go for a walk, I miss it. It's something that I have to do. And so I love that. I love knowing that even when I'm in the US, As you guys know, when I'm in on the island, obviously I'm doing the grounding, and I'm spending a lot of time doing beach work because that is my favorite space, being on the beach and near the energetic feels of the water and all of those things. But when I'm in the US, I found that not only getting to a park, getting out in nature, and then kicking off those shoes and socks so that I could get some grounding in nature, those are things that begin to heal the body, and making sure that I'm doing stretches and I'm stretching my body. And guess what? Discovered that I love to move. I was always a dancer, so I found ways to dance again. Because it's spring going into early summer. This is when I do a little sprinting. So I'll be doing some training, some of the training and running exercises, just to do little sprints. I learned not to run too much because it tends to make me a little bit too light. But in order to maintain, I have to make sure that my nutritional intake supports my workout so that I can keep those muscles fed and strong. And so these are the things that I want you to think about. This month is about mental well-being. We can manage our mental well-being. It's about making new decisions and setting the intention and realizing that our mental well-being may require support. And it might begin with needing to take a big detox. That's one of the first things that we go to. That's my go-to. You heard me say that when I felt the pain in my body, I realized that I needed to not only detox mentally, but I needed to detox physically. I needed to find a way to pull those toxins out of my body so that my body could have the ability to heal itself. And then I use other treatments. These are treatments that we follow along our wellness protocols at Zenover's Wellness Group that we administer through our 420 Wellness locations around the world, Jamaica, London, other locations in the pipeline. So 420 Wellness is where it is. We are able to offer you support with your wellness, and hoping that some of these ideals that I've shared about the importance of one recognizing that you are in control of you and your well-being, and really your well-being is inside out. It's the work that you do internally that begins to manifest on the outside. So if you find that you're having, toxic conversations, debates, stressors, you might want to consider some internal detox. If you find that your body is not feeling 100%, you have some aches and pains, some physical things, you may want to try a physical detox. If you find that you're lost, you're not sure what your next moves might be, you find yourself stressing, kind of feeling like every time there's a news update about something happening, you cringe and you're afraid and you're concerned, you may need to have a little bit of a spiritual detox so that you can get back connected with your ancestral assignments. Because guess what? Those assignments are being delivered to you, but you can only hear them when you are quiet enough to hear them, when you allow them to have space and to have voice in your life to guide you. When you begin to listen to those inner guides, you can change how things happen. You can change how things are experienced. You can begin to manifest for yourself new experiences. So what I decided to do as I began this detox process, I also began setting new intentions. And so I set intentions that say, I can experience each day with excellence to satisfy again my high performance desire, I can experience each day with excellence. But I added and ease, excellence and ease. So I will go through each of my days and I have to practice and declare this intention each day that I go through with excellence and ease. And so as I build that muscle to make sure that that is the intention that's set before I jump out of bed, run out the door, encounter my first contact or communication, it's making sure that all of those things are being considered because you never know what happens when you go out into the universe, into activities, right? That person that cuts you off, cuts in front of you, you don't know what they're doing. Don't take it personal. It's not about you. Most people are living through their lives consumed with their lives, with their things. They're so consumed with their things oftentimes that they don't even see you. They're not even present to you. They're just spewing out what's internal to them. And so oftentimes you have to realize that and take that into consideration. These people have no clue of what's going on with you because they're still struggling with trying to figure out what's going on with themselves. So don't let those things take you off your task or throw you off balance. Remember, you are the captain of your ship, and how that ship is guided is determined internally. It's your internal thoughts, it's your internal things, it's your internal rudder that sets the guideline for how you will respond to the waves of the world, the turbulence in the ocean. It's you, it's that inner work. So don't forget, guys, mind, body, and soul, holistic care. It's a lifestyle choice, and you can make that choice for your wellness. I'm Stephanie Ard. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you so much for being here. I was taking notes and totally enjoy. I was like, yes. Thank you for bringing this very important subject up during, Mental Health Awareness Month. It's like so accessible, but it escapes us every day.
Yes. And I think it's when I'm working on a 20-city self-love tour. It's about this message. I'm looking forward to getting in front of communities and being able to have myself and my team demonstrate just some of the tools and techniques that we know will help people right now. No matter what you're struggling with, we have ways to help you calm down, get clarity, and begin the process of healing, that healing journey, going through that healing journey. And it begins each day.
Yeah, I love all the things you shared about your morning routine. You just make a decision, you declare and speak life into your day every day. I love it. So where can we tell me what's the lineup of the cities? Can we go to your website and find out about it?
Yes. So if you go to 420wellnessjamaica.com, 420wellnessjamaica.com, you'll find information about our Jamaica location as well as other locations coming. And so we'll be scheduling some retreats at the end of, I think we have December and January coming up in Jamaica. And then we also are looking at some other locations. We're thinking about Trinidad in February for Trinidad Carnival. So we're looking to put together a 420 Beauty Bear team that want to travel with us there.
I did say I was volunteering for that, right?
Okay, well then come on down. We want to have fun and celebrate, our mind, body, and souls.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And I was serious. I will be contacting you.
I'm serious. You're invited. Come on.
Yay.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for joining us this month. Hope to see you next month again on the Black Business Network.
My pleasure.
And remember, genius is common.
And I'll see you on the other side.
That's right. So Good evening, everyone. It's really been a pleasure to moderate this evening. My name is Cordelia Gaffar, and I'm the owner and the CEO of Workout Around My Day. I'm a speaker, an author, and a coach. And I actually call myself the ultimate joy goddess, normalizing great sex, which is also great for your mental health. And I will be speaking about that on Thursday. So remember that the purpose and the mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App, and that's on the screen below. It's $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students, and the students can register at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Remember, every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we also want to thank our sponsors for May 2023. NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rocher Coaching and Training, Carolina Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, BHS and Associates, Margie McLean Foundation, Inc., Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Malaine Cheney Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Remember, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side. Good night.
Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights.